There aren't many people who start their footballing journey in the public parks of Ayrshire and end up teaching Jose Mourinho how to set up a football team. In fact, there's only one person that applies to, and his name is Jim Fleeting. A playing career that took him from Milton Tiber to Tampa Bay, Jim was a stylish centre-half who knew the game inside out. And when his playing days were over, it was inevitable that he would move into coaching. In the late 1980s, a giant lay sleeping. The giant's name was Kilmarnock Football Club. Jim Fleeting was one of the men who helped wake it. At Kilmarnock, Jim helped shape an era. He brought in players who would become club legends. Bobby Williamson, Gus McPherson, Mark Riley and Ali Mitchell, to name but a few. Most famously, he persuaded Tommy Burns to drop 2 divisions to lead the club's resurgence. Where would we be now if that hadn't happened? Football continues to run through his family, as it ran through every chapter of his life. His influence, guidance and passion helped modernise this club that we all love. His legacy lives on to this day. On behalf of Cal and myself here at Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast, and every Kilmarnock supporter, we send our deepest condolences to the Fleeting family at this very difficult time. Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever and Ever the Killie Fans podcast. It's episode number 36 of season 4. My name's Paul Montgomery, I'm back and I'm joined in the studio by the Killie Chronicles' very own Callum Michael Scott. Alright mate?
No bad man, you're looking fresh. You had a wee haircut this morning as well.
That's me in my 40s, I need to do everything I can to keep the dream alive mate. But here I am, fighting fit and 40.
How often do you frequent a haircut?
So I'm on a kind of 3-week cycle, I would say, around about that 21 days, give or take. Some months I can get in a wee bit earlier, sometimes a wee bit later. And
you've went to the same barber for day dot?
Aye, well no, I've changed barbers actually.
Aye?
I go to the barbers in Dean Street now, very handy for me.
Did you ever do your hair? No?
Oh aye, back in the day when I had the long hair, I actually did.
Plenty of hairspray
and plenty of eyeliner mate, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, hope everybody's well, loads and loads to get through. We'll obviously be talking about the Hearts game on Saturday night, which was a rather pleasant evening at the football. Massive game coming up this weekend against Livingston. One of our players has been called up to the Scotland national team. We'll talk about that obviously. All your questions on the Twitter and the forums, we'll get through those. All roads lead to Killie, and everything else in between. Obviously some really sad news that we've already touched on at the start of the show there. Former manager for the late 80s into the early 90s, Jim Fleeting, passed away. Very sad news mate, and a colossus in terms of the modern Killie that we came to know and love.
Well, to continue for the lovely words that you read out beforehand, the piece that you had written there was unbelievable, to be honest. And to put into context, not just his work with Kilmarnock, but in the coaching capacity and doing it large. And as you said, to go for cutting about Ayrshire parts to bringing through the likes of Jose Mourinho is unbelievable and completely unprecedented. But the main thing for us, and especially being a Kilmarnock podcast, is the fact that he's completely paved the way for what we now know as Kilmarnock Football Club. It's just really sad news. A total shock. Again, I don't think it was as well documented with his condition. But I was absolutely shocked when I saw it yesterday, and really sad. And our condolences go to the Fleeting family. Absolutely,
and loads of messages that have been posted on the forums as ever and on the social media pages and all that you'll be able to see for yourself. But just terribly sad news, and I'm sure the club will mark it on Saturday, mate. It feels like a pretty significant moment for us.
Oh, without doubt. Again, it predates me, but it's the closest of, and we obviously know that, of course, Jimmy Calderwood passing away as well. But like Fleeting was in the bricks with Killie, you know what I mean? He literally dragged us up to where we really laid the foundations to where we are now. But just when you touched on the messages and that, some of the comments on that Twitter post were unbelievable and total testament to what a good guy he was. Folks saying that they were, I can't remember who it was that said that they were a ball boy for a reserve game. There was only one there, and then he brings them in. The players all gave him money, and folks saying that they drove into the club and Kenny'd got them comp tickets and got them stuff signed after the players and that, and he just seemed like a top guy. And I knew his son, Barry Fleeting, well as well, who was sports coordinator for years and years in and around the East Ayrshire schools, primaries and that, and he was a great guy, and obviously spoke highly of his dad, and It's just a real shame.
Aye, a big loss to the club and a big loss to Ayrshire football, because obviously, as you say, his full family are very well known for being involved, and I know the work that went on down in Coinnan in particular was absolutely massive, and just opened the opportunities to play to so many young folk, and in the women's game and all, obviously. So real sad loss, and it would have been remiss of us not to mark it. So our thoughts to everybody that was close to Jim. Very, very sad indeed. Right, to matters back to Kilmarnock, you and I are reconvening after a wee bit of time apart.
Aye, just the 1 week.
Just the one. It felt longer to me, man.
It did.
A lot changed in that week.
It did.
Don't you think?
Well, you turning 40.
I turned 40. Massive thanks to my wife. Unbelievable job she did pulling all that together, wasn't it?
How good's Madrid?
Madrid was excellent, mate. Aye, Madrid was great, but I had a great time in Kilmarnock with my friends and family as well.
It's a brilliant day on the Saturday, wasn't it?
Fantastic time, brilliant day on the Friday. Mel got me this book, like it's got loads and hundreds of folk left me a wee message. It's really, really beautiful thing. I was bawling my eyes out reading it. So, big public show of affection from my lovely wife, whose birthday's this week as well.
Of course, I'm forgetting that the Mel's March as well.
But so many amazing gifts, and I'm very thankful for all the well wishes. I was getting loads of pats in the back on Saturday at the game and all.
Well, yeah.
Speak to Davey, who'll be walking his dog now. Hello, Davey. Loads of folk coming up saying happy birthday to me. It was lovely, man. But one of the major changes since we were last together was obviously you announced that you're now part of the Killie Chronicle. You and Peyton has moved into the role as media and communications manager at the club. What about me?
Well,
what have I done wrong? No promotion for me?
You're too edgy, man.
That's what it is, isn't it?
I'm easily influenced, man. I'm a yes man.
Well, that's it. You're just going to be like, Killie are so good, and no. I think the boys are working hard, and I can see big changes in the training ground and all that. Be left to me to tell the truth.
Absolutely will be, man. But of course we're very hopeful that at some point the podcast will be getting the credit or accreditation that it deserves, given the coverage that we've given Kilmarnock for the last 4 years, and the influence that we have, without sounding big-headed, to be honest. But it was a great opportunity for me to go and join that, and I really appreciate you and putting me forward for it, and again to work alongside the likes of Gaby, who's unbelievable, who'll be having an article out about Jim Fleeting this week as well. And you've been on Graham Spears with Gaby before, haven't you?
Aye, I have.
That's right.
Good to know.
But your time will come.
I think my time will come too. There's a very specific role I think I'm cut out for at the club, so I'm hanging on for that.
What would that be?
Sort of screening defensive midfielder.
Just sitting in front of
just
the back
keep
four.
Things ticking over, man. Aye. I thought Tish did alright the other night, but
you would be an upgrade.
I feel like a slight upgrade there, but no, man, you deserve that opportunity.
No, not at all. But again, I think that you actually said to you anyway that you're a extremely good writer, and I think that the evidence is based on what you read it beforehand.
Well, the old higher English it comes in handy.
No, but you're extremely good at. You just really hit the nail on the head with everything. Very good at that. Be it slaughtering folk, runts of social letters, etc. As well as, like when it comes to this, I just think that you're really good at striking the right note.
I did call a 1-0 win up at Falkirk a fortnight ago.
No, but that's a different thing.
That's different.
I just mean you're very good at taking the temperature of a room and giving the people what they want. Right,
this is turning into a love-in. Let's go on it.
No, I know, mate. I know.
It's just because that's what happens when we've not seen each other for a week, man. Right, Saturday night, absolutely sensational. My favourite game of the season so far by a distance. A fairly comfortable 1-0 win against Hearts. Just exactly what the doctor ordered, mate. I thought for the word go, we were competitive, we were at it. I wasn't massively impressed with Hearts, to be honest with that, in the car on the way down. I know they're functional and they were missing a few players, but towards the end of the game I was expecting the Alamo the way you would against Celtic or Rangers. It never came, but I'm more inclined to focus on Killie. We made some changes. Stanger's come back into the team. Tish was in the team for the start with Polworth in the middle of the park. I thought Curtis was tremendous. I thought Kiltie was excellent. To me, Brandon made a huge difference playing at right back, but all in all, a fantastic result, mate, much needed, and that league table's beginning to look quite a good bit better.
It just shows you there's always the pessimist in me. Like, I said that I didn't think that we would be like ahead of St Mirren going into the split, but that wasn't necessarily me saying that we would definitively finish in the playoffs or whatever. But I just in a weekend it's changed because it was an unexpected 3 points. I know that it's that big a shock, but I thought the way Hearts have been, even a point, and you know, like, but it just shows you what a win can do here. And of course Rangers did us a favour yesterday as well. To all the pressure's really on St Mirren now, and especially when it comes to recruiting a new manager.
Yep.
And if they go and they get beat next week again, it's a hell of a lot of pressure on them. But we deserve so much credit, and credit's got to go to the changes that were needed in the starting 11. I was with you, I know you put the tweet out about how Max had to be back in.
I was very surprised.
Said it myself as well. I goes, if he's going to come back in, it's got to be this week, because then when does he?
He'll run with Roos now, won't he?
This is the run-in now. But there were changes, and they absolutely worked, and the change of shape helped us as well. Don't get me wrong, the kind of diamond in the midfield did work for a period, but it got completely exposed against Falkirk. But I think that like say Tish in the middle of the park was top class. But the big one for me was Jamie Brandon coming back in, and I mean this with the greatest of respect, and there's so much more to come for Brandon, but it's not like it was us. Even the way we're talking about Ryan Ali Bosu Ballon d'Or levels again, are talking about the whatever Cafu at right back, but just solid, man. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be outstanding at doing that role. You know what I mean? And just bringing a bit of balance to the team and a bit of trust, physicality, and it's so sadly missed, especially when you are playing the likes of Larson at right back, when he's every day of the week at left back, and him and Curtis down that left hand side was unbelievable. Aye,
well, to me, Brandon's a tradesman, mate. Like that, and I've said that for weeks and weeks. That's what we've been missing. Yeah. Guys that you can trust to do their job. Like, he's never going to be a spectacular football player. He's never going to go and get £1 million move to England or anything like that. But the guy is a really very, very, very good standard right full back in this league, and it just lifted everybody. The trust that like he engendered as the game developed. I thought he was really, really influential. Tish's best game since the famous Malumbu game that's been spoken about too. I thought he was very good. But no failures at all, man. Stanger coming in for the cold and looked to me every inch as good a centre half as we go to the club. I thought it was brilliant, man.
That's it, because we can go through them all, and for me, I even thought my observations there, like, I thought Hugo was brilliant as well. Like, up there himself, but again, constantly giving options, whether going in behind or trying to hold up the ball. I thought he was excellent as well. But again, it goes right through. Robbie Dees has had so many critics, and he's well back to his best at the weekend. And again, just everything clicked, and we looked like a good team. And I think that we could have easily won by more goals, and deservedly so, but I think that even though we didn't quite get the onslaught for Hearts in the second half that I was expecting, but I think psychologically that 1-0 win will go so far, because we were excellent against Aberdeen, winning 3-0. Like, St Mirren game, don't get me wrong, nervy in the end when we go and give that goal, but we were really comfortable that night as well. I know we came from behind, but to go in with everything that Hearts are offering, or allegedly offering the rest of the league, and for us to be as resolute as that and comfortably seeing the game out for a team that's been leaking goals for weeks and weeks, I think that's just, it'll be huge. It'll be absolutely huge, and the confidence that will just give everybody. Now, if we're defending a 1-goal lead, we chucked a 2-goal lead against Celtic a few weeks ago, chipped 5 to Falkirk. Whereas to go and keep a clean sheet against a team that's scoring goals, a threat for set pieces, I just think it'll be monumental for the rest of the season. Aye, well, I was the same. Something about that last 20 minutes made me feel very, very happy, mate. Like, even happier than if we'd went and won 3 or 4, almost in a weird way, because if you won 4-0, it's like a freak game that you can. Next week you can lose 4-0, but it was just we just looked so stable for the first time, in weeks and weeks. Because even the Aberdeen game, when we did hammer them, it did feel slightly like Aberdeen were struggling, and it was one of the ones we were due to win. But that one the other night, that's why I loved it so much. And also very, very nice. I can rest easy now, mate. I can move on with my life, because Hearts can go and win the league now if they want, whatever. But that I had to leave a receipt on Derek McInnes, and that's it, done now. Him and I can shake hands and move on. I wasn't ready to move on until we'd bloodied his nose, and he was a bit pissed off. And
maybe I got a wee bit overexcited again at the end.
Oh, in Saturday?
Aye.
Tell us.
Just telling him to, politely leave the ground now, Derek, is what I shouted at him.
That's
If you don't mind.
very dignified,
That's
man.
what I'm like, mate. So
Where did you make your way down the front?
I did it for a distance. I thought that was safer. But no, I enjoyed that, mate, very, very much indeed.
Was it quite at the levels of the Rangers game under Alex Dyer?
No, I don't know. I'm never going back
Sure.
there. I'm never going back there. I'm trying to get
Jordan, who we're wanting on the
We
podcast.
want Jordan on the podcast, so we'll just cut that out. But no, it was great, mate. And I mean, that's us. We're new levelling points with St Mirren. Livi had got a good result against Hibs, but you can put Livi to bed on Saturday now, mate. You really can. Dundee keep picking up points, man. They're going to be very tough to catch them now. I do think it is between us and St Mirren. They've obviously going to need to pick a new manager. Robinson's left and went to Aberdeen. But we've got 8 games now to end up with, to get one more point than St Mirren. There you go. Simple as that, to stay in the division. Every single person has taken that 6-7 weeks ago when we couldn't buy a win and we looked like an absolute shambles. So aye, man, I'm up for it. Saturday's huge. Saturday is absolutely massive. It feels like if you go and I almost feel like if you go and win on Saturday, you're probably inching towards we're going to stay up here. But if you go and lose, it kind of goes the other way again. I think you're going right. We're right in it, so it's a big one.
Oh well, as well. You and I were talking about the polar opposites with kind of any viewpoint now in hot takes on whatever. But I think you're right though, because now's a chance to go and you're like right. And then in fairness to McCann's credit, if we didn't go and win Saturday, the home form has completely changed now. Because we should at least get a point against Celtic, and that's like really your like again the Dundee Cup game was different, but that's you come in and you've beat St Mirren at home, beat Aberdeen at home, and obviously two huge results. Hopefully backed up with the win against Livi on Saturday, and I think that'll be huge. And what does that then make it to 12 points?
Aye, love it. I just think it's one of the ones. Every game the new feels like it's got a narrative for both teams.
Aye.
And Livi will be coming down here and going, this is last chance. So we need to beat Kilmarnock here, because if they don't, they'll know they're done, they'll sell, and that changes the whole complexion of the rest of their fixtures too. Maybe they start playing better when they've got a wee more freedom. I bet if they beat us, they're still scrapping, and it changes all their games too. So massive game. Do you go with the same 11? Just go again?
I think it's got to be.
Aye, it's got to be, innit?
And again, there's enough there, because even though McCann said after the game that we did kind of alter our tactics for Hearts, but in order for us to hurt them, I think that team still works against Livi, you know what I mean? And just plenty running off the ball, which makes a huge difference. Aye. And again, the likes of Curtis, he'll relish that, I think, just being able to go and get at their right back. And it showed the difference of Curtis just playing left mid, left wing.
Aye.
As opposed to he's been asked to fill out 2, 3, 4 potentially different positions, and he's had a good go at them all, but that was definitely his best game. Of course, when he played right back against St Mirren, it was great, but it was because you were surprised to see him there. But for him to just go and play a left wing role and really wrap it up, particularly that first 20 minutes, he looked a level above anything else in the park, and you're just hoping that he's eventually got to get his goal for all the shots he's been taking.
Some amount of shots, isn't he? His shot conversion rate isn't great, but no, to me he's so physically impressive, Curtis. Like again, I spoke to him in the corner, and I was like, I knew we were getting quite an exciting player. I didn't realise we were getting such a physically robust midfielder that was ready for this league. He's obviously got a call up today. Steve Clark was there on Saturday night. Call up to the national squad, Brad Lyons, and all has been put into Northern Ireland, which is great. We were surprised that he's in the Scotland squad, but fully deserved, and it looks great for Killie, doesn't it? Well, it's brilliant.
And I like that. And again, we know we can talk about Steve Clark on this podcast all day, but it's welcome that they're just looking at options. That doesn't mean he's got to come in and play, but get him in and around, because he will be playing for Scotland, you know what I mean? Whether it's the now or whether it's in 2 years' time, he's got to be playing with Scotland, and just and having an option off the bench, you know what I mean? We badly need wingers, and Curtis is absolutely that. So I think it's great news, and this is the benefits of Rangers loaning him out to Killie, because he's got to play every game.
I've seen a few folk, especially when that was announced today, Rangers fans in the main going like, why have we let this boy go? This is what they were saying at the time, and I spoke to a Rangers fan I work with, was like, there's just no way I would have let him go, because I just feel like he's got so much to contribute, the new to Rangers. But credit's got to go to McCann and Dodds, who've obviously worked their magic there to make that happen, because I think there's every chance Finlay Curtis is starting games for Rangers, mate. You know what I mean? And
the way things have worked out.
Aye. So, but listen, we're the beneficiaries of that deal, and long may it continue. What's your prediction then for Saturday?
I think we will do it. It'll be tough though. It's not got to be a walk in the park. Livi have turned a corner, you could say. I think they're unbeaten in their last 4 games.
Aye.
4 draws in the bounce, and everybody's been saying that as much as Livi always love to win a game for August, which is appalling really. In the league, that is that they've always been in games, you know what I mean?
They've not been hammered very often.
They've not been, and we have, you know what I mean? So I still think it'll be difficult for us. I think even though there was a part about Bartley getting the job and Martindale upstairs, but I do think that they have improved a wee bit, given the fact they've been able to put that kind of run together. But I'm confident that we'll do the business. What about you?
I feel confident too, mate, and I'm actually really looking forward to it now, and I'm just hoping we can back it up. That's been a huge result on Saturday night. And maybe 3 points that you weren't expecting, but we owe Livi a win, man. You know what I mean? We've got to go and win that game. I think it's important.
That's the big thing, and that'll be obviously one of the narratives that I'll potentially need to touch on, because if we do, it'll be the first time we've beaten them this season. But if we need to avoid not just relegation, avoid the playoffs, I mean, you've got to beat Livi at home, you've got to beat Dundee at home, and we've got 2 of the games coming up pre-split, and you've got to be on at 6 points.
Okie dokie, right, what we'll do just now is we'll take a very short break, and then we'll be back with answering all your questions on the X and on the Twitter. So here's a quick word from Allied Surveyors Scotland. Allied Surveyors have been carrying out valuations and home reports across Ayrshire and in Kilmarnock for over 20 years. Company director and lifelong Killie fan Nick Davis is based here at 91 John Finney Street and is here to help you if you've got any questions or queries or are looking to get your home sold. Huge thanks to Nick Davis at Allied Surveyors. I met Nick in the West Stand on Saturday evening.
How's his recovery gone?
He's a fine figure of a man, isn't he?
Aye.
He's a great guy.
Be back playing football
any
time.
Nothing wrong with him, but no. Thanks again to Allied Surveyors Scotland, and if you've got anything that you need to know in that area of life, then Nick Davis is definitely your man. Alright, we're going to head over to the questions that we've had come in on the KillieFC.com forums and on the Twitter. We get one on the Niv via WhatsApp.
I've just actually seen that in my preview screen, man.
So we'll go there to begin with, then we'll go over. He says, right, I might be too late for my question. You weren't too late, mate. How much confidence did you have in the team to see out Saturday night's game when Thompson and Lowry entered the pitch? Both have been liabilities this season. To be fair, Lowry grew into the game. Thompson, that's another matter, but we didn't lose. So thoughts on that?
I think that there was a kind of unanimous, I don't know, have they breathing in when the subs were made there? A bit like, I'm not sure, but I think that, I mean, the job's done, and to go back to what I was saying beforehand, like the confidence that we'll now take for that we did see the game out and seen it relatively comfortably as well. Again, I don't think Thompson did himself many favours when he came on. Lowry, I was surprised to see him come on.
So was I.
But I tend to agree with you. Navi probably did kind of grow into the game.
Scotty got in touch. Scotty and Jacob we were sitting near them at the football on Saturday night. He says, how good were they final whistle scenes? Jacob loved jumping about daft with Paul Monte. E36, that's me. They're going to the Roma game on Sunday. Roma against Lecce, so they'll be seeing big Corey and Daba.
Of course, man.
So you boys enjoy it. I believe it's a joint birthday trip for 2 Killie legends.
I seen it was his birthday last week, man.
Aye, man, so you guys enjoy it. Right, over we go to Killie Adventures, who've replied saying, a sad day to hear the passing of family friend Jim Fleeting. Jim was the person that got me into the Killie fold when he was manager all those years ago. Let's get another big performance against Livi and dedicated to the big man. Very well said indeed, mate, and I'm sure every single person echoes that, mate. Richard Main got in touch to say, do we know any timeline for Matty Kennedy? Will he be a Killie player next season? He was at Annan Hill Primary the day doing Killie bits. So
well, it's good to see him back in the 4, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's just such a difficult one with the injuries that he's had, and he's of course out of contract, and what that'll mean for him, but there's no doubt that he's a asset when he's on the park.
I worry a wee bit about Kennedy now. I mean, that's a lot of football he's missed.
Well, because I almost forgot that he actually came back for a brief period last year.
That's right. Very briefly.
That's St Johnstone game.
Aye,
or was it that? It was one of the games where the Motherwell game, was it? When we had to kind of win. Remember, I think if we get beat that, there would be a chance we maybe get kind of dragged into the.
Right.
And then we beat Motherwell 2-0 or something like that. I think it was that game we came back for, but. And then you just never seen him again.
It's a shame, man. Worried about that. Right, the Salopi and Killie Martin got in touch. Say, how good was it to see two proper fullbacks bombing up and down? Special mention to Polworth, who used his experience all game. Tishbola, Kilty and Curtis were on their game, and Roos looked assured. Also, the tempo at the start was the key. I felt it set the tone for everyone, and huge credit to the crowd who got right behind them.
Absolutely.
Good analysis,
that,
mate.
And Roos as well does deserve credit, because there's been a few question marks over maybe folk thinking he's kind of flapping at crosses, but I thought he came out, and again, no everybody wants to see goalie punch it all the time, but that's the way the game's going now, to be honest.
Aye.
But he came out and everyone he connected with well.
Well, that's it, mate.
You know what I mean?
If it punches well, nobody's got a problem with it. Do you know what I mean? But I know fair play to the big man, because I've been a bit of a critic, and I would definitely have played Max, and I said that. But he did really, really well. The real boy day gets in touch. Hello, mate. Really did think Jamie Brandon had an excellent game on Saturday. Didn't give Kizzaridis much joy at all. I think him and Larson have to be the established fullbacks for the rest of the season. Also, we need new pod patter now that you're both no longer in your 30s.
I know. We'll need to come up with. Well, you'll be the man for that. Whether there's another office
old enough to be your father.
No, quite, man. Father's nearly 70-year-old, man. But you'll no thank me for saying.
There's one in Alan Partridge, isn't it? Somebody calls him old or past it. And I think he says, "I'm not old. I'm 42. You get." Something like that. Paul Gray will be able to correct me on that part. But don't worry, mate. We'll come up with it, man.
There will be something. I thought there was potentially a line for the. Not quite that, but like with me taking the Chronicle thing about, oh, he's a man that nicked my job.
You're not going to call ahead when I turn up to the pressers. With a dog. Great man, great dog.
Great man, great dog. Oh, who would your
Captain Conker jumping about?
Who would your great dog be named after? Of course, Nelson Mandela was great man, great
Valverde,
dog.
I'd call it now after that hat trick last week. Valverde, the great dog, the Uruguayan Pooch. Right, Gunnar Vance, most handsome man in Europe,
name sorted.
if not the world. Whose idea do you think it was to turn the teams around for the kick-off? You spoke about this in the car. I just knew we would hold on after we survived the small pile-on before half-time. Shooting down towards the away end would have been a big advantage for them. You said that, mate.
Without doubt. Whether I was clutching at straws or no, but I mentioned that to a few folk at half-time, but thinking, and we're just sitting talking, which will maybe come on to about folk overanalyse so many things. But if that was deliberate, I think it was shrewd, because I go back to the Celtic game, and they soaked the ball into the back of the net, literally, you know what I mean? The Hearts get that wee spell just before half time with all the corners that they get, 4-5, and what a lift at that gives a crowd. But at half time I was like, that's huge for us. We're already in the lead, we're not chasing a game, we're seeing it out towards the rain end. You know, get 4,000 jambos at another end, and it'll subdue the crowd a wee bit, and I think they actually did. But somebody raised it with McCann in the presser after, and he just kind of slapped it down a wee bit, as if he just said, oh, it just happened. Like, whereas I did think that there was a bit of
tactic in it.
I thought there was a bit of.
Is McCann known for just slapping down questions? I've never heard that before.
He's already brought me down.
Any new kind of faces maybe in the press room asking him an interesting question about Jim Jeffries, and then kind of get it the old Andre Agassi reply.
It, man, just
that, mate.
Just knocked it out.
Don't want to talk to you about it.
So hopefully he's not as frosty with me this week.
Well, we'll see.
I wasn't even frosty.
Nah, he wasn't. You're
I'm more sensitive, mate. Really sensitive.
He's your hero, isn't he?
I love him, mate.
He's your hero.
As I said, mate, I've admired him for afar for years and years, and now he's the man in the building. So it was quite a hard one to take, man.
You just keep plugging away to it, mate. You just keep being you.
I'll just not bring up, obviously, somebody like Jim Jeffries, who's evidently had a massive influence in his career, and I'll just not do that again.
Captain Conker, the gorgeous mutated squirrel, who was having a wonderful time at full time. He's attached a wee video here of him dancing with Finlay Curtis.
That was brilliant, to be fair.
That was a great tactic to keep the ball in the corner when they announced 6 minutes left to play. I did enjoy that, actually. If allegedly all we hear is Radio Gaga, how could we hear Saturday Night playing after the win?
That was good after the game.
I actually thought that set the tone, because they went to sing that, which is a brilliant football song, the Braga one, but it never really quite took off. I don't know if something happened in play that kind of meant some folks stopped singing, and I thought, we've got them here.
That's it, into their heads. And just to quickly touch on Curtis again, that's one thing I've loved face come in as well. It seems to, like, again, for a week, like, he's embraced it a wee bit.
Things on Instagram about it and all that, innit?
But that, like, dancing about with Conker, man, that's absolutely
dancing with Conker.
Dancing with Conker. But that's brilliant things to see. And I think you've even seen that with his intro video came and he got like he just looked like
He's buying in,
he
mate.
doesn't seem like a wee guy, like Ken. He's like, I'm all on it, man.
We like him. Sean McAngus says, have you tried Colin Skink yet?
No, that's right. That came
So
up.
we talked about soup. So Colin Skink is a kind of cream garlic, and it's seafood. So you can get like haddock in it.
I would love that.
And it's and you have it with crusty bread and dip into it. It's like a chowder almost.
Is it like Cullen as in Cullen in Scotland? Like Cullen.
That's the one.
Aye, because that's
skink.
like on the coast. It's near Bucky.
Well, that's it, mate. This is obviously where it's all coming from.
Aye.
And I don't know what skink means. I'll leave that way. Also, what a performance from the guys. We could have won by more goals. Very, very well said, Sean. Kyle Anderson says, great performance on Saturday night. Stanger and Brandon must stay in the team. Hopefully we see more of the performances from Tish, as we now know what he's capable of. Absolutely. If we keep up that performance level, I think we'll finish 10th. I would agree with that, Kyle. The Killie biker Harpo gets in touch and says, my papa died in 2013 and I was the only one in the family who he taught how to make his tatty soup. My question is, since I'm the only one in the family who makes it the exact same way that he did, is it now my tatty soup, or will it forever and ever, think, be my papa's tatty soup?
Nah, it's his.
You think it's Harper's now?
Aye, he's inherited it, man.
Aye.
Aye. He's succeeded it.
Harper's tatty soup, Harper's tatty soup. Na.
It's got to be, because it's now his to pass on.
Aye.
If he wants to.
There you go.
It's like
You got a cut and dried answer, mate.
It's like trusted. We remember like the House of the Dragon pattern, man.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to them about the dream,
Aye, okay.
and it gets passed down to the heir, and Harper's the recipient of his papa's.
It's your soup now, big man. Simple as that. Galak. For the record, Big Roos is still a confirmed Diddy. Not a Doyle or Diddy, but a Diddy all the same. Just needed to get that off my chest. Seen too many people saying over the weekend saying, I tell you. Anyway, do you think Max will be seen again? Is there maybe a clause for an extension to do with performances? I don't think we will see Max again now, because I think, like you said, I think if we were going to get him back in the team, he would already been in it.
But Jenk will be away.
I wouldn't rule that out, because I think if McCann wanted him, he would have been playing him. So it could be an interesting one, which would be a totally bizarre end to his career, given how well he done, how desperate we were to get him back into the team, and then if he ends up never playing again, it'll be a strange one.
Really strange.
It'd be a big loss, I think.
Deep dive coming next season.
Aye, there we go. Get him on the poddy. But I want to watch Galak. Scott says, scenes coming down the East Stand at full time were different gravy. Not seen that in a long time. Someone please tell me if McCann complained about the pitch at full time. It would be soup for the soul if he did. Surely the same lineup for Livi. Think so, mate. Aye, McInnes had a wee quick nibble at the pitch and disappeared again.
I was actually pleasantly surprised. We actually thought McInnes was alright.
Fairly magnanimous.
Aye, thought he was very we've seen him before, been a bit, even when he was your manager, but thought he was very much because even the thing with the penalty, they've tried to make a big thing out of that, and they obviously ask him and he's like, well, if he goes down it as a penalty, but he's like, we still didn't do anywhere near enough, whereas if that's against Celtic or that, he's probably coming out and that's what he's talking about for weeks. So and in fairness to Dell, man, I think that he
always forgiven for me after that.
He took his medicine alright, man.
Aye, good old Dell.
It'd be good if we can get a wee bit closer again.
I think that's I think
that's it now, it's done, man. We were fuming, foaming at the mouth with everything. He done a number on us, he's come back, we've got a wee that's been reciprocated his way now, and it'd be good. I don't want to hate him, do mate.
Nah, there's no room for hating in this world, mate. There's enough going on out there.
It's an olive branch, man.
Aye, okay. Matt says, I'm not sure if it's the same person that I'm talking about, but you mentioned Dudge a few weeks ago. Is that the same one who was in the band April Floor? No, that's Dudge's cousin. The Dudge I'm talking about is Stuart Dudgeon.
Goth. The original Goth.
The Commander's original Goth. Richie Sambora's #1 fan, who got me the Richie Sambora Stranger in This Town vinyl for my birthday, which is one of my all-time favourites. But no, it's a different Dudge, but both fine men.
Who's his cousin?
Chris Dudgeon.
Oh, is that? Aye, right, okay. Right.
But no, it's Stu Dudgeon that I'm talking about. Also, food related, you should definitely try a fried egg sandwich roll with salad cream. It's a taste sensation. I like fried eggs, I like salad cream. I don't know if I could mix them. I don't know if I could do the hot and the cold together.
But again, it's one of them, you don't knock it till you try it type things.
Very true, mate, very true.
I'm not going to lie, man, it doesn't seem that appetising now. Not quite Cullen
skink aye
levels of
Cullen skink, fried egg, salad cream. Brilliant. Right, Darren Steele says, if Lyons is back, do you think McCann puts him in at the team since he's the captain? I reckon we should be going with the same team, as the midfield worked well. Tesh especially was superb. They all brought more to the table than Lyons. Lyons can't come back in. No after that, in my opinion.
Aye, well, it's an interesting one. I think all going because McCann said there was like a full quota to pick for.
Aye.
So something must have happened. But hopefully it's not him. I mean, whether there's been a personal issue there, but he'll hopefully be back in the squad this weekend. But maybe my understanding that he maybe was ready to play. But
right, okay.
So we'll wait and see.
Okay, Vicky Black, dear Vicky, I've not heard of Vicky for ages. Brilliant result on Saturday night. Great to have the disco lights back. Do we stick with the same team, or should Max be in goals? I think it will be the same team, and I think it should be the same team.
I agreed.
Yes. Kevin says, could someone ask Tish if he has any free agent mates? I thought he was outstanding. Also, has anyone from the club ever approached Kenny Alexander into buying Killie? His horses, Eremenko and Cowboy McCulloch, suggests he's a fan, and he's loaded.
So he is. There's obviously a few things come up in this now. Flecky's got a few interesting theories on Mr. Alexander,
right.
But I'm sure with his kind of gambling syndicate type, then he can't be involved with it between them.
Aye, I think he would need to shuffle his interest. He is definitely a Killie fan.
Oh, without doubt,
huge
Killie fan.
And I'm sure his name's been mentioned for years.
Aye.
And dispatches and a bit things, but. No, I don't. I think we've got a fine owner at the minute anyway.
Indeed we do.
Would be my opinion. Taylor Day, who I met in Morrison's yesterday.
Oh, what boy.
Very emotional and pleasing performance at the weekend. All thanks to Blue Shirts player Shoning Larson, bottling Hearts title hopes at Rugby Park. This result was for my gran, who passed away 5 years ago last week, missing it and loving her every single day.
Taylor man.
He's
been tough for him as well
guy.
Because again he lost his papa just before Christmas there, and Kent how close he was. His papa used to take him to all the football, but the good thing is that he's still getting to go there. But he's a top man, is Taylor.
Excellent, mate.
And I take it Taylor spelt Larson's name right.
Unlike some people.
Unlike myself, man. So I need to own that now. I'm so disappointed myself, mate.
Right, aye.
Everybody moans about the.
For those of you who don't subscribe to the Chronicle, and you should, Cal wrote his piece and he spelt Larson wrong. Spelt it like Henrik Larsson.
I know. And see, the thing is, I would love to say it was a typo, but wasn't it? It was genuinely just laziness. So I need to own that. Whereas I was actually proud of the rest of the piece. I thought it was
fantastic, mate.
Very narrative based and some interesting stats in it. I already got a political angle in there with Barack Obama and all that, but aye, so I need to own that.
Well, Barack Obama, who you didn't rate.
I didn't rate,
but with the sands of time passing, it's been kinder to him, don't you think?
Without doubt,
like
aye.
Theresa May, who I didn't rate, but
Theresa
you're
May's no the worst person in the world.
Safe pair of hands, at least.
Aye,
you know what I mean?
Without doubt.
Kind of Kellerus figure.
But it's updated on Substack, but those of you with the email, so I need to own that. There's no point in hiding behind it. But see, the thing is, you don't make that mistake twice.
Well, there you go. Simple as that.
So we'll be back on here Monday believing something else.
It's only a mistake if you don't correct it. The troll says, how many points do you think we will get before the split? And based on the fixtures of all four clubs involved, where do you think we'll be heading into it? So we're on 24 now. I think we'll beat Livi, takes us 27.
Do you know who the troll is?
No.
Look at his picture. It's the same account, but he's had to make a new one.
Oh, so it is. One follower. Follow him back.
Right, we need to follow him back for the point.
I think I beat Livi, draw with Hibs.
Draw with Hibs?
Aye, draw with Dundee. So I'll have us get in at 20. What's that? 5 points? 28.
Aye, that's not too bad.
Aye. Finish the season 35ish, 36ish, be enough.
It's one of them, and it's tough because I think that would be, when I think of where I was a few weeks ago, that probably balances out. But it's one of them, just with that one, things change. You're like, well, Ken, I still think we need to beat Dundee, man.
There is a massive opportunity in front of us here, mate, because you can go and beat Livi, beat Hibs and beat Dundee.
Jesus.
Hibs season's nearly our, Dundee's season's nearly our. You're getting into that. You're probably needing 1-1.
Form of your life, man.
So, opportunity knocks. Adam Brett says, if it's not Michael Shoning Larson to the tune of Don't You Want Me by the Human League, then what song is it going forward?
It's got to be,
it's got to be Michael Shoning Larson. Michael Shoning. Whoa. Aye.
I like it.
That works for me. Works for me beautifully, Adam. Like it. We're happy. Right, I'll go jump out of the forums.
But the last time they dedicated this song, the form went out the window, man. Is there a case for these is good to come back, man?
I'm really hoping so, mate. And so are the Shaman. They could be doing with some gigs.
They could be doing with it, man.
Right, let's go out to the forums. We'll blast through these as quickly as we can. Mathematics says, if you could only wear one pair of trainers for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
I mean, we've kind of had this before, haven't we? Oh, like, well, what's the favourite pair of trainers you've ever owned?
Oh God, favourite pair of trainers I've ever owned. I got. God, that's so tough. I got a pair of Nike Air Max when I was 12, and they were about £140, which I feel terrible about. I know.
That's then.
That's then, and my mum was working, slicing her fingers to the bone in Jaeger, putting on labels and skirts. My dad was doing constant night shift in Douglas and Rayburn, making wool
to give
me, ungrateful wee bastard, £140 trainers. And I remember
that's outrageous, man.
That's outrageous, mate.
What would that be now? What, about 300?
I think it was like top of the rate, and I was like, that's the ones I want. Nike Air Max. They had the big air bubble around the back, and I remember my mum going, "You're getting these, but please God, son, don't wear them to school."
But who's
what did that do?
Aye, but they need to be seen.
They need to, next thing you can, I'm firing in 30-yard volleys out in the Mount Carmel football pitch, mate. And I remember the defeat in her face as I wore them.
Oh, was it primary as well?
Primary, mate, primary.
Man.
And then I was like, no, I need Rockports. Oh, it was terrible.
Rockports.
But I did love the trainers. I got brilliant trainers for my birthday. Mel got me specially customised Smiths. What do you call it? Adidas Gazelles, and they're absolutely beautiful, but I'm too fit to wear them.
I get that.
I will just wear them. But I love them. But I'll go with my famous Nikes. The most expensive trainers I've ever had.
I've never had any like ludicrous. I've never had a pair of trainers that are £100.
No.
I always think that like the kind of Adidas Originals are very kind of not modestly priced, but for what you're getting,
like, safe bet to
£70 for like a pair of Gazelles and all that. Specials. Alison's obviously got me hundreds of good trainers and that are the piece, but just had a flashback to my favourite pair of Fitbit bits that I've ever had. I've had a few ones, but actually one's more recent, and I don't know what happened to them. My theory is that Stevie Cree stole them.
Alright,
I've never seen them again. Anyway,
the garden guy.
The garden guy who wants to sponsor the pod one week.
Bring it on, mate. It'll cost you a pair of trainers.
Absolutely will. And the worst it is, Cree had well bigger feet than me, so I don't know what happened.
Wasted.
But kind of like the Copa Mundials.
Yes.
So the originals are just like black and white. But in about 2015 I bought a pair of solid white ones.
Aye, I remember
full
just white. Aye, white.
As cool as anything, man.
Very nice.
I wore them for the game at the Falkirk Stadium.
Aye, very nice. My favourite Fitbit bits, I had Nike Tempos. I had a pair of Mizuno bits when I was like 16, 17.
My dad's favourite one. Was that the bits that you still had up? The ones that you chucked in the bin after that game of Fitbit? They weren't Mizuno.
Surely no.
They weren't Mizunos.
I have size 8 feet for then, so maybe what. But I loved them, man.
You need to tell folk that, man. Still like this one.
Well, in my last game of Fitbit.
Aye, when you came and played to meet the Grange about 2 years ago, and you had a freak out after it.
And chucked my bits in the bin. Did I actually?
You tell me that. Says you wouldn't even put your Fitbit bits literally in the bin.
Aye, mate, I take it well, mate. That's why I don't play Fitbit anymore. I turn into a horrible person.
Once I'm back in the summer, mate, I'll get you back in.
Get me fit, mate. Right, Dillinger gets in touch, your mate Graham. Made a thread earlier about Kiltie's revival and how staying up will be thanks to him in large part. What are the seasons you most strongly associate with one player for similar reasons, like Boyd keeping us up with his goals, for instance?
I actually think, and to steal Graham's idea, maybe getting back in the pod for that, I actually think that's a great case for a Patreon.
Aye.
Just go through every single season the last, say, maybe 15 years, and just
who's that?
Who's the player?
Who's that?
Aye.
Jamie McDonald season.
Exactly.
Aye. If you want to hear the answer to that one, you've got to pay for it. No, that's actually a good question.
I do like that. That's a
and Kiltie has been sensational, mate. LH31, what's more bruised, McInnes' ego or his cheeks after getting his Botox?
Oh, Dell, man.
Dell boy, man. We're trying to olive branch it with Dell here.
Although I will say, for as much as McInnes is a very handsome man, like I think he looks awful at times with the Botox and all that, man.
Aye.
It's Alison that causes it when she sees him in the news.
Right.
Like there's times that you're like, oh, Ken Dell's looking alright, and then there's other times I'm like, why is he doing that to himself?
Well, you've now got the privileged position that you can ask him.
I will ask him that.
Aye?
I will ask him
the
that.
chance. But he's got the champagne. Hearts are in the Champions League. Dale, wee quick question: just who does your filler, and how often are you get?
But the thing is, he doesn't need it. He's naturally good looking.
Tell him that then, mate.
Can he?
Right, Malky gets in touch. Magic to see get it right round that wee Fanny McInnes. Do you think he was magnanimous in defeat or being a patronising prick with the Kilmarnock battle and scrap talk? Me personally thought it was greeting faced pish talk, big headed patronising arsehole like he always has been. Nice sitting in the fence for Malky there. I love it.
Malky hates him, doesn't he, man?
Is our winning clean sheet all down to Killie Cow and Ewan Payton getting new jobs? Scouser says, still wish we'd made the McCann appointment a lot sooner, but we've been slightly lucky. The likes of St Mirren and Aberdeen are struggling. Have the feeling winning their 2 remaining games plus avoiding defeat against these 2 will be enough for 10th place.
Kind of what you got onto there, wasn't it?
Aye, I think we're no far away, mate. It's a good question. Ray D, can you tell Mr Muirhead not to score next weekend, please? Your mate Robbie.
We'll see how he gets on, man.
Aye, you can get in his ear.
Cause there's problems, man.
Aye, he did. He has.
He's actually had a decent enough season as well.
He's done alright, hasn't he?
Been in and out of the team, but when he has been there, he's contributing.
The Bellman says, was going to ask a really good question, but Tish intercepted it. Ooh, how imperious was the big man? He absolutely strolled it. Aye, it was very, very good, mate. And Barbino says the same. Was Tish Bowler's performance the man of the match display in football history?
Do you want to address that, mate?
Aye. And how do you feel about his passing and staying past St Mirren? Never equaling points, consistency is huge just now. Aye, it's a straight shootout. Aye, Tish was tremendous, mate. Absolutely brilliant. But it wasn't that good. That's all I'm going to say. I just feel like we sometimes get a wee bit too excited one way and can get a wee bit too critical the other way. When somebody has a bad game, it's like they're terrible. Or Tish, I don't want to sound like Roy Keane, that's his job. To make tackles and pass the ball and control the games. He's very capable of it. He was phenomenal. Deserved man of the match. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Fantastic performance, but let's just let's just turn it down a wee. Keep it sizzling. If he scores a hat trick for midfield,
aye,
that's when I start getting excited.
No, I'm absolutely with you. And again,
but he was brilliant.
Aye, that's
also,
not as we were massive advocates of Tish coming back,
aye,
hoping that these are the performances that we're going to see a lot more from him, because it's stuff that has been missing in the past. But I agree with you, but I think that this is a modern day phenomenon.
Aye.
In that, just in this, I just think things are far too. How did you describe it again via text to me? And I goes, that's exactly it.
Hysterical.
Aye. It's hysteria one way or the other.
Aye.
And this goes for anything. It's like the same as I see like in Old Firm Day, like folk being like, oh my god, I don't know, like Oxlade Chamberlain v Rangers, pick spot in the middle of the park, touches inside a wee bit, strolls about it, and it's got about 4,000 retweets, man. And you're like, what am I not seeing here, man? I'm like, fair enough, nice wee tidy bit of play, but things are just so over-egged when it's your own. Mm-hmm. So too partisan.
Belgrade.
Hence why we've done as well with this podcast, because it's probably utter shite, but because of these, it's
Killie,
love it. So thanks
for that. It works for us. No, Tish was immense, by the way, but he's very capable of that, so we don't let him away with it just doing it once. He's got to use it again.
So the reason he was a £4 million pat.
Exactly.
5 million.
5 mil. Land Rover says, great result last night. It's the time to bring Max in, the time we give Stanger in the team. Roos kept a clean sheet, but he still gives me the fear at crosses. We've discussed that, mate. It's a fair point. Level 1 football watcher, is there a club policy that Killie players, regardless of manager, never seem to employ cheating wee rat tactics? For example, like Kirzadidis last night, and am I looking at the club through paper rose tinted glasses?
I agree, because the kind of last one we really had was like Big Brothers.
Oh, Big Brothers, innit?
Ken loved the pantomime villain.
Shithousen.
Danny Armstrong, we had a wee bit of
it. Aye, we edged him, Danny. Aye,
we edged it, but I'm with him. I would like. It's part of the game, man. I like it.
Aye, good. Scottish football citizen. I know we're all buzzing to get the win and have a brilliant late night celebration, but how come we think nothing of going to home games at the football at 8 o'clock midweek, and it was unreasonable on a Saturday night, given our previous encounter with last night's opponents? And following Monty's birthday shenanigans in Madrid, which of the Spanish beers is the greatest? I can't see past Mahu after his big 40th day out last weekend. So Mahu is my favourite. I had it in Madrid. Plenty. Estrella Galicia,
that's my
also
favourite.
Sensational. I like Estrella too.
I think Estrella on its own is quite shite, to be honest, but Estrella Galicia is, I don't know, top of the
fantastic. What about Madri? No, he was brewed in Grimsby.
It's mine, innit? What about it's just more prominent in the Canaries, but is it not also in Portugal? Dorada?
I had a couple of cans of Dorada in the Airbnb. Very nice.
That ain't Spanish though, is it?
I think it is.
Oh, it's Spanish.
Tropical. Well. That's Spanish.
Tropical's
as well.
Brilliant.
What about our actual Cruz Campo? No, the Cruz Campo you get in the Standard Man.
Aye.
Very good.
The also there's a different Mahu you get, isn't there?
Aye, there's a
the
green
one?
Mahu.
Oh, green, sorry.
Aye, unfiltered or something like that.
Although Dad keeps going on to me and says it's actually called Mao.
Mao it is, I think it is, aye.
Because when he was writing Spain, and this is a kind of guy.
So I asked for Mahu a couple of times and the guys were like, sorry, Mao, that is Mao.
Aye.
But
it's
a wee bit like Clive Tilsley calling Xavi Shabby.
Aye,
calm down, mate.
Aye, it's like, that's exactly it.
But anyway, no, you're right, John, sorry. How did you rate the Saturday night football experience? That comes from Grazy Kelly. He was also saying Jordan Jones used to get pelters for falling over quite a lot in regard to cheats.
Well, Neil McCann slotted him.
Aye, he did indeed. I loved it on Saturday night. Mate. My favourite game of the season.
Different when you're looking at it, mate.
For you. Piffer says, with Brandon fit against Danger back in contention, Mayo coming back was your first choice back four. Was the best food you've had at the football side for a Killie pie?
Back four's obviously tough, open to interpretation now. I think another game or two with the back four as is, because again I think Mayo's had some valid critics this season, but there's no doubt that, I mean, he's one of our best defenders, you know what I mean, so I still think him having our options would be great. The first time I tried the doner pie at St Mirren was unbelievable a few years ago. Now everybody's kind of jumped onto that one, but I've never had the gyros or anything.
No.
Or gyros.
I had a nice schnitzel in Dortmund at the spot.
Aye, maybe I had one when I was in Germany. I know.
It's very good.
But I don't really ever get anything at the football.
Nah, no, but I had some the other night. What did I have? I had a coffee.
At the football?
And it was scalding hot. But by the time I gave it 20 minutes then and drank it, was alright.
What? Where? Rugby Park?
Aye, Dow Egbert coffee, aye. Milk, had to add mine milk, 3 sugars.
What?
Aye, it was later on, I was getting a wee bit tired. I know, I'm mental, mate. It's because I'm 40. Supermax says, excellent performance from every player on Saturday night. Faith has been restored once again. Big Tish immense. Can't wait to see our team with John Jules Daniels and him all playing. Query, does Cal's new gig mean no coming in late, leaving early, or a pre-match pint? How is he going to cope?
Just got to do my best, man. Try to change my habits.
Aye, good thinking, mate.
But it was great to see McInnes, father and son, there on Saturday, man.
Happy days.
Great guys. So they were up talking to us before and after the game, so it was good to hear from them.
Legend. Sully Cooley gets in touch. Do you want Hearts to win the league now? We've given them a doing.
No, still no.
Nah.
No, I'm so battered, man, I tell you that.
Aye.
And I'm like, and I'm not just saying this because Stu's here, but I've made it clear who I want to win the league.
Aye.
Nah.
I don't have any comment to make on that. Life's too short.
I absolutely hate them both, but it just that club that we can't talk, I can't, man.
Nah.
And I even seen it more at all the stuff for last week. I just can't deal with it, man. They're the most unhinged fan base on the planet.
Well, Cal, you're all your opinions on that, mate. I've not got I've got nothing to say. Scorer says if we stay up this season, our front three is all signed up for next season. John Jules, Hugo and Daniels, one of the strongest strike forces in the league potentially.
Could be, but you just obviously need to keep the latter two fit.
Absolutely, mate. That's a fair point.
But I really like the look of Hugo. I think that, and no doubt John Jules, the quality that he was carrying there, but Daniels, we were excited about him. Looks like he's got plenty of running in him and pressing, king presser, Nathan Tyson, but it's certainly a great base to build for.
Scott, friend at Pod, who from the SPL era would you love to have in the squad for the running? I'm guessing Carl's is Henrik Larsson with the wrong spelling. I
was with Scott after the game and he seen how worked up I was about it.
That's
Scott and Scott's good mate Prov, good guys, so but the two of them are very try to console
That's
me,
what you need, man.
Saying you're alright, relax, but
bring you down a peg or two.
Genuinely lost a wee bit of sleep over it. I was so disappointed myself because I was actually pretty pleased with that and the high standards that have been set, so I can only apologise. Happy
birthday again, Monty. Keep up the great work, lad. Just another big thank you to Cal for his contribution on Saturday on the Now Ayrshire Radio.
Is that something else you got overlooked for, mate?
I'm mauling you to it now.
Scott says he wants to do his in the studio to do it.
Right.
And it was a brilliant setup and it was great to see them at work, and Scott, absolute top class.
Did a brilliant job.
Very, very
give
good.
his show a spin on a Saturday, folks. It's very, very good.
Gary Holt's contributions on that great as well. It's a absolutely brilliant setup, and again the only radio station in Ayrshire that's really cares about Kilmarnock,
covering the Killie
and the rivals, to be fair, but rightly so.
Kelly Allen Agnew, friend at Pod. No question this from me this week, guys, due to a family bereavement. Sorry to read that, Alan, mate. Thoughts with you, and hopefully things are picking up for you soon, mate. Very sorry to hear you're having a tough time, but Vanilla D John said that's what we want in October. So nice to see McInnes on the receiving end of a typical Dell masterclass. Plaudits are due around the team, but wanted to highlight how impressed I was with Stanger. First game in months and looked solid, winning every ball. Also, great to see Ewan Payton's influence on the match tweets. The second half commences. Alterations for Killie. I want to mention the typo in the fourth official, though. Ewan Payton's both typos, man.
Aye, but if Pate's was a typo's a typo. Mine's was a...
yours was an outright mistake.
Aye, and laziness.
Are we going to into the split behind level or just ahead of St Mirren?
Contrary to what I said, man, but I think that we'll go on ahead now. I just think go to be, man. We're even in points now with them. Like, we've got a
tougher
running,
fixture,
man.
so
We've got to
try. What was your favourite animal at the zoo when you were a kid?
Definitely no peacocks, obviously. That's where the phobia started. But I love cats and that anyway, but lions.
Aye.
How about you? You don't really like animals, don't you?
I love animal documentaries. I'm fascinated, but I just think animals have got their place on this planet and we should just leave them to it. I don't believe that we should be crossing over as much.
You don't believe in domesticating them?
No, necessarily.
I think it's like a personality trait now with folk with dogs and all that. That's
I don't like hammer folk with dogs, man.
Nah, just do it, man.
No.
Please.
The answer is penguins.
Penguins are good animals.
Love penguins, man. They're class. Chew says, do you notice any tactical differences how we defended on Saturday, or was it just the personnel that made us more solid?
I think it's a bit of everything, but I know McCann played it down, but I genuinely think that was a really shrewd move. I think that it's a completely different game. We're defending that 1-goal lead and Hearts are shooting towards the Chadwick. A lot more nervy. Fair point. I think that that's part of it, but again the personnel stepped up. But I think the difference as well was we had a midfield that wanted to control the game. And we saw that, you know what I mean? And I know that's McCann and Dodds have tried to do that for they've come in, but I just think it's quite interesting because you look at like the likes of Motherwell, who have got one of the best defensive records in the league this season, but they're getting all the plaudits for playing really good football. Whereas they don't strike as they're not a defensive team, but kind of works at both ends. And that's something that we'll touch on because, of course, it's the anniversary of the League Cup this week.
It is, yes. Going to do a special in the Patreon.
And we never conceded a goal on the entire, and that was us playing attacking football. To plug as well, interview with Kenny Shields coming on the Chronicle.
Excellent, mate.
That'll be dropping on Wednesday, the anniversary, so just a wee heads up about that as well.
Baz, who stepped in ably last week, thanks again, mate. I couldn't make it on Saturday and I wasn't scheduled to be on the pod on Victory Monday, so we were nailed on to win against Hearts. I'd like to thank Mr. P Power for his donation to my Consolation Guinness Fund, which he makes once or twice a year, out of the annual stipend I sent him. There's lots of chat about lucky items to wear in pre-match rituals to help us win, but what do you two roasters make sure that you don't do or wear on match day because you think it brings us bad luck?
I think I've maybe had something before, a certain like tap where, again, the ultimate one that we spoke about was that Scotland burgundy tap, Georgia.
I don't really have anything like that anymore. My only thing is my lucky scarf, and I nearly took it on Saturday.
Thank you.
I nearly took it, but I thought no.
I imagine Dell done that number on you.
Aye. So no, the only one's my lucky scarf. I don't have any real routine anymore before the games, like what I would do or no day. So I'm no brilliant on that lucky or unlucky stuff.
I really like my Boca outfit.
Yeah, that's right.
The jacket,
Adidas.
and I've also got the shoes to match and the socks. Believe it or not, genuinely full kit. But I wore that to like Parkhead for the first time with that cup game last year, and like I was thinking, like we get beat, do I continue to wear it? But I have worn it since, and I wore it to Dingwall when we get beat. So
it's bad luck.
Aye.
Right, is seeing this look on the Rats coupon enough to make up for the first game against them at Rugby Park being a disaster? Nice wee photo. Derek McInnes looking sad there for Gordon. Squirrel Humper says, who's the first Killie manager you remember? Mine was Fleeting, followed by Burns. Really sad that both of them are no longer with us and passed at a relatively young age. Also, who do you want last game of the season? I think we're nailed on to being Paisley. So who's your first manager you remember?
It's a touchy subject, mate.
Oh, because it's Jim Jeffries, and you're not allowed to mention his name in case Neil McCann gets annoyed at you. Mine's is Burns. What about the last of the season up at Paisley? I think you can see it.
I think that they'll go for that narrative once, literally just because it gets announced. Well, because they can't. Like, once we know what the bottom six and top six will be, so I think that'll tell its own story at the time. It's
quite exciting, isn't it, though? There's going to be something to play for, no doubt about that. Third Watch says, if you could bring back two former players to play in today's team, who would they be?
Eremenko would thrive in this team.
Eremenko and Boyd, There you go.
20
guarantees you near 20 goals. probably sitting in third or something. And why doesn't the club hire someone to jet wash the steelwork and roofs to spruce the place up?
CGM, property maintenance, folks.
There you go, get involved, man. Trump Tree says away fans encroaching on the pitch are machine gun nests too extreme a solution or not extreme enough? Good point. Teeth Grinder says, I may have missed it, but worth a bit of a special mention or episode to the women's team, particularly given their commanding league position. Last home game of the season at home to Queen's Park, worth trying to get a strong turnout. Has the trophy been awarded already? So they're going to a split, the women's team, so I don't think we're anywhere close to the last game of the season. I think they're still,
no, I know, but they're so comfortable.
But I think they're going to be promoted by quite a distance. Aye, mate, and you're right. We probably don't talk about that anywhere near enough. We just feel that there's so much to talk about with the men's first team, and that is obviously the kind of main hang by the podcast. But it is something that we would like to do, and maybe something that we could expand into next season if anybody's interested in doing that. We could definitely do something else, maybe. But I would encourage everybody to get along. I've been to a few of the games, really like it. We've had Abby Robinson on the pod, tremendous player, lovely person, and they're doing great. So absolutely spot on with that. Right, the last couple, we have great result on Saturday night, but it will count for nothing if we don't beat Livi. It was great to see Dale greeting. Congratulations to Curtis on his call-up, buzzing for 3 p.m. Saturday kick-off. Pyramid for refreshment beforehand. It's been far too long. That sounds alright to me, man. I think Roos will be in for the rest of the season. Do you agree? That's for Confidemus 1869, your pal Mikey. And Killie Nice ends with this one. Would you sign any of these contract? Would you re-sign any of the out of contract players? Right, I'll say just say yes or no. You ready? David Watson.
Yes, obviously. Aye.
Lewis Mayo.
Yes.
Tyrese John Jules is signed.
Aye.
Brad Lyons.
Yes.
Kyle McGuinness.
No.
Max Stryk.
Yes.
Bruce Anderson.
Yes.
Liam Polworth.
No.
Matty Kennedy.
Tough one. I love Kennedy, but I need to see if he comes back and plays. I don't know what he wants, Kertman.
Rory McKenzie.
Yes.
And Marley Watkins.
I love Marley, man.
Marley's done, mate. Legend.
I love him, mate.
Love him to, but we've got to move on.
And again, reiterate, no any harshness there, just maybe the right time for folk to move on as well.
Exactly, and he's more than contributed.
And McGuinness as well. McCancy is back training. If we can get him playing for the end of the season, would be an asset.
That'd be a miracle. Right. Very quickly blast through all roads lead to Killie.
Aye, and then a quick note that they're doing a Easter egg collection this Saturday.
Oh, are they?
In partnership with the Killie community. So again, if folk are able to do that, and we'll also push that in the socials.
Aye, for the food banks, then everybody will try to raise a wee bit of money here. We game, we'll hand all that money at the end of the season. Huge thanks everybody, by the way, for all the contributions. All your questions are very welcome, and as ever you can get in touch via any of the social media pages or whatever if you want to ask a question. If you've got someone else you want to raise, maybe you're trying to raise money for your under 8s football team, maybe you're looking for a new Hoover and somebody can sell you, we're all here for all that.
Next week we'll talk up Dornsy's Kilt Walk as well.
Dornsy's Kilt Walk,
we'll
talk
that,
about next week.
The sponsorship of the pod next week.
Right, let's go for it.
Player number 1 we have here: Bishop, Auckland, Bury, Hartlepool, Norwich, Scunthorpe, Kilmarnock. And I'll give you the players after if needed. So Era with Killie, well, he's like 45 now.
Right.
So Norwich, Scunthorpe, Killie should maybe be the kind of clues.
Norwich, Scunthorpe, Killie, and he's 45.
There is a kind of theme coming, so that's why I'm not too keen in disclosing the proper era.
Norwich, Scunthorpe, and Killie.
Only played 36 games for Killie. Couple of goals, but contributed massively. I believe
cup winner.
Yes. Which will be the theme.
Who would have been playing with Scunthorpe before us in that era?
He doesn't seem to suit the style, but he was needed.
Michael Nelson.
Yes, correct, mate.
The Admiral.
The Admiral, indeed. Somebody that you had a spat with.
I did. Aye, felt him.
Player number 2, Brighton and Hove Albion, Brentford, Yeovil, Hearts, Bristol City, Derby, Chesterfield, Kilmarnock.
Purveyor of the greatest cross in Scottish football history. It's Lee Johnson, whose only appearance in that League Cup run was that day. Never played in any of the other games.
There we go, man.
More research for the Patreon. You can join up in the usual channels.
And player number 3, Notts County, Bristol City, Doncaster, Oldham, Bristol Rovers, Sheffield Wednesday, Kilmarnock.
Most underrated striker this century, it's Paul Heffernan.
I think that's to follow on. I don't. When folks say, I don't think he's that underrated.
No,
I think that he's.
Maybe folk actually dare it. That you've said it that many times now that folk actually dare it.
Because a lot of folks say that, but I think that he's very well thought of.
Nobody says anything bad about him. Such a.
But I get what folk are saying.
Maybe underappreciated, but no underrated. Like he really is top 5, isn't he?
Aye.
And I think most folk would be like, aye, when you thought about it.
Aye. The Hef, man.
The Hef, legend. Met him in IKEA. Lovely lad. Right. That'll do us, mate. That's been a long one again. Been great to be back in your company.
Thank you.
And the same with everybody else watching. Thank you for all the shares and the likes and all the comments and stuff. You keep it all going. We appreciate you massively. Thank you to Limelight Studios and Stu for all the magic work. Thank you to Nick Davis for helping us out with the pod, and all the team at Allied Surveyors. We're excited to be back next week. We're going to be talking about another win against Livi, and then we've got a wee international break after that as well.
Indeed we do, man.
But thanks everybody for listening, and we're looking forward to catching you again next Monday night for the next episode of Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast. See you later.